the Farsa, because that's something Onic likes to play when they're up against an Eve. Or a lot of teams rather would want to face up Farsa versus Eve. But with an Aldous in the mix, might be a little bit difficult.
Risky?
Yeah, considering the fact that you also have the Mathilda. So Onic for their last picks for tank later on might consider picking up something like the Grok, if it's not going to be banned out here by Blacklist, or even the Akai.
Can I just say, I love the Alice ban. Like, geez, exactly on the keys to victory, not letting that go. I have a question though. Is this is gonna be a little bit of a weird question.
Yeah.
When you have guiding wind, can you activate that while with real world manipulation is banning? I'm just asking.
I think I remember an interaction like that actually showing up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because if you can flicker, you should be able to also press that ability.
Okay.
So the square is going to move forward.
Just like Feather Death Strike.
Yeah, just like Feather Death Strike.
I just wanted to know. These are the things I never play in my rank games.
So. Or you just never see the combination.
And I never see it.
Because there's such powerful heroes, and that's...
Most of the times, one of them are banned.
Yeah, so you never build that combination.
Called it.
Which is pretty telling for Blacklist, because yes, they do have a lot of their heroes answered by Onic. There goes the Estes, the Cho as mentioned, and then later on you take away OHMYV's heroes, but they ended up with a solid first three here. This is going to be your mid. The Mathilda, the Aldous, and the Eve, while Onic, going into the second phase, pick up the Akai before they run out. And this is a great answer. Whatever Haji picks up, or whatever the roamer here is on Blacklist, is gonna have to answer that Panda.
Yeah, they can't go like straight up on a rampage. Like an all just can't just go keep punching the ground over and over again. They have to respect the Hurricane Dance, and they also need to kind of draft around it. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to find a sustained heavy laner that will kind of go to toe against this and kind of burst Onic. You cannot burst Onic, especially with the presence of the Panda, of the Akai, and as well as Green.
Oh, we're throwing back. Remar, what do you think? Lunox on OHMYV.
You know what? I've had a love-hate relationship with Lunox this entire season, but after great performances near the end, hopefully you guys can hear the players right now.
You see Baloyski's face?
Hopefully you can hear that. I'm okay with this. Again, you already have the ultimate late game insurance policy. Magic damage won't hurt. They're going to be trusting the magic damage in their late game. Even Onic, so these two teams are focusing on mainly magic damage, and their physical damage dealers are both punchers.
But here's the thing. Blacklist International, you gotta build Radiant armor. Other way around, Onic, they need to build Athena's shield. So it's different kinds of magic, so there's still some counterplay involved. Rockhart, who's gonna go fast here? Who's taking the early game?
Well, you got to go with the early game with the guy that has the Paquito. That's just an already given. So I think Onic is going to be rampaging through the early, most likely up to around 8 minutes to 9 minutes, and expect them to kind of spike up after that. That is, if they can keep up with the early game that the black and yellow can give them.
Yeah, the early game of Onic. We've seen BMO shut down OHMYV33NUS' Mathilda in the past with that exact same hero.
Same exact!
One of the reasons why they broke the code was his Akai. Let's see if he can do that, replicate that performance again. But Blacklist International, ultimate late game insurance policy. It's no longer the unbeaten pick on the Aldous, but it will still be effective for Blacklist. It's early to mid versus mid to late.
Welcome to the land of Dawn. Game number 1. This is a best of 7 for the MPL Philippines Season 8 Championship. Onic Philippines versus Blacklist International. Mid, check this out. Baloyski blasted to about 1/3 of his health. What happened there?
I was actually wondering. And that's just basic Soul Bloom with a little bit of a void crystal harassment.
BMO a little too deep thanks to Dap, by the way. Where can this Panda go? Nowhere, Sisby.
Yep, that's first blood, and I think that just increases the amount of power that you get with the early game of Blacklist. You remember what I said earlier, that it might be difficult for Blacklist to keep up with the early game? That's exactly what you need to do to make sure that happens in this one.
Yep, that's how you do it, actually. Maximize the slows and the burst magic damage that you can get from the Eve and the Mathilda, even though that they don't have items yet. It's a good amount. Marky almost got found out there by the Soul Bloom of OHMYV33NUS, but he was just right at the edge of that circle.
Pixel.
So very close call. Yeah, just a
One
pixel.
pixel away. Oh Oh my gosh, it's so close and yet so far away. And Wise, I think he's having a good time nonetheless, because if you'll notice, no one's hunting this guy down.
Actually,
Right.
he's the one who's finding priority on the map.
Yeah.
So it looks like Onic and Blacklist are attacking different angles, different parts of the map, and it's just a matter of time until they bump into each other right this very moment.
Like
Edward
right there.
goes in, Detna's welcome, flicker on out, and of course his Barats refuses to shrink. It survives, but only for so long. He gets blasted by Onic. Kyrie takes a kill.
There's that early game that I know that the Bakito can bring up, because it's always banned in my games. I can barely use them anymore. And that's just how it is. The moment we hit level 4, let's go. I can go all day.
Yeah, look at him. Delarcy diving deep into the back line there to try and get a few hits onto Wise, but Wise will be able to get away from that well enough. I mentioned early to mid for Onic, but their late game skilling is there as well. That
Correct.
Nathan is going to be absolutely key for their late game. So it's a very balanced lineup. Blacklist International, yes, they're a little bit more mid to late. But again, it's a strong lineup for that time.
Venus here caught out, but
Too
only for
close.
so much because Onic's a little too deep. Here comes the finisher. Kyrie taken out by Wise. That's huge stacks for the Aldous. 1 for none so far in this engagement. An unfortunate pause. We will get back into this shortly, but it looked like Blacklist was about to take another.
Yeah, and that was out of a very close call there from Venus. Great call for Haji to bring out the real world manipulation just in the nick of time, and also allowing multiple kills. Actually, that's going to be multiple kills for sure. By the way, code!
Don't break
go.
this.
Don't break
redeem
this
it.
code.
Yeah.
You redeem this.
There you go. As I was saying, I think that was a very good call from Haji, as usual. And because of that, stacks for the Algis once more.
Yeah.
Hero
That's
stacks.
scary. That's a hero kill, which should not really happen in this early game
Yeah.
for the Algis. That just makes Onyx situation right now in the early game even worse.
Yeah, you make that process of farming up so much faster so that Aldous won't have to wait for the super late game, even if the Lunox doesn't have items yet. Yeah, that Aldous will just be smacking everyone with all the stacks that he has. So Onic has to be careful with giving those kills. Have to be careful with where they rotate, because it seems like Blacklist are much more ready this time around for the aggression that they want to show. The positioning has been key for Haji and Oh My Venus together. And then at the same time, of course, even if the Aldous isn't there, watch out. If you're low and he has his ultimate, he will use that Chase Fate to chase you down.
Let's see, there's the 2K set in by Wise. Bimo goes in with the Hurricane Dance, but punished instead. Not enough firepower on Baloyski just yet. The Lilia unable to force out more from Blacklist. Huge swing, 3 for none.
Yeah, my issue with the Lilia here in this matchup is in the early game, you need so much mana to cast your skills. Your skills are so spammable, sometimes you're going to be tempted to use them all the time. And when it comes to that crucial moment, when Blacklist has you cornered, your mana in the early game just does not regenerate fast enough. And when you're caught like that, you are forced to back off. That's my only problem why Lilia doesn't get picked up as much. Its uptime is just very, very high.
Yeah.
Very low, rather.
Yeah, and you see now Kyrie actually trying to invade now, but Wise is on the way there, so he might have to give that up. It might be a battle for retributions just for that purple buff. Kyrie has already used it, and now the turtle has been started.
He used it and took it.
Yeah.
So that's a purple down away from Wise. Grand Theft Purple set in by Onic. What is that equal to? Oh, wow. Onic is chasing when it comes to gold value. They're down about 500. And then, to be fair, turtle priority is on Onic's side. They already started it up.
Yeah, I think it's very important for Onic to actually take this, because please stop giving the Algis stacks. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Seriously, if Wise gets this again, just imagine the chaos they're going to be in around 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
The potential here for Blacklist is huge. They have a massive retake if they decide to go for it.
That's true.
They have a retribution up, if I'm not mistaken.
They have the best heroes to retake with as well, like real world manipulation. Yeah, give me some of that.
Yeah.
And the best time you use that, obviously, is after you try to go for a big objective where your enemy has used up all of your skills, and you're ready to take, and they're also low. So that's the time that you really want to take fights, and then you retake, and then you have an all just to chase anyone who's low. My god, you better, if you're Onic, you better take this turtle fast.
Yeah, but Onic might actually consider resetting it just a little bit if they want to contest that, wait for the retribution off of Kyrie to come up, or just loom around the area, maybe poke down members of Blacklist, try to go for the retake, and then we might actually see Kyrie go for a rotation up top to help out the Marquee instead to get a shutdown onto OHEB, knowing that they don't have the retribution and they can't full commit for the turtle just yet. So there's two options for Onic.
Even that, honestly, you mentioned going for OHEB. I feel since they already started the turtle, they can reset, but it has to equate to something. How do they send enough men to try and hold that objective? Again, stop Wise from taking that. There is a retribution up. And then punish OHEB, given that OHEB, yes, does have the order and does have the flicker. So the play is going to rotate around here, as you can see. There's a Paquito here to the east, that's the CEO, and then Turtle now at a fourth of its health. Here we go. That's a Hurricane Dance started up by BMO, forcing out the black shoes. Two members of Onic down. Edward takes a Turtle. Wise knocking out the little girl. Punching. Another stack goes to the Aldous.
Man, BMO had the right idea. The problem is no one could follow up.
Oh, Chase Fate.
The Blades?
Cancels it.
Yep.
So yes, Blacklist should maximize this opportunity where the Nathan can't really join the fight yet, right? So they've got the advantage in that regard. Even Karina right now on Kyrie, he's not really ready to take fights yet.
Nom nom.
Tetna's welcome here. Edward 1v1 against Delarsky.
Ouchies.
Big Dino Boy versus actual Filipino boxer to clean escape by the CEO. But check this out. Karina, Kyrie going to take a visit. Venus looking for some targets. Gonna get spotted by BMO. Gets thrown up. Whoa!
Reaction time 100. Like he didn't see that, by the way. We could see it. The players can't really see that.
But something else happened off camera. Kyrie and Delarsky tag teamed Edward. That happened off cam. They took down the Barats.
Yeah,
And
now-
that's a Barats with the turtle ball.
And that is going to be the turret going down. First turret of the game. Open things up for Onic Philippines. And so far, Kyrie has been following a sequence in my head that, wow, Kyrie's actually doing it. Earlier in the turtle fight, he was able to help Marquee maximize the hits there on the turret. So OHEB barely got any hits there on the shielding. So Marquee, I think, has the lead in gold, and that might be a kill, but he gets away.
Ooh. Could have gone either way. Spell Vamp on that Lunux, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget it. Bottom lane, look at the push by Delarsky. He demands your attention, and quite the major artery hemorrhaged here. This early on, 5 minutes in, that early turret take between a Karina and a Paquito. Huge gains here for Onic, which explains why even with this kill deficit, they've caught up to the net worth and they're working on it. Again, this is very key for Marque's Nathan. Second turtle up. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only the second turtle. It's taken a while, but BMO starting it up with a Hurricane Dance. In comes Kyrie. They take out OHEB, could not respond. RWM keeping them in place. Here comes Y, starting up with a Circle Eagle. Plus a Tetna's welcome. Who do they eat up? Medina's looking low. There's a lot of targets in this pit. Down goes BMO. Punched in by Wise. Another stack goes. Venus taking down Baloyski. Can they punish Kyrie? He misses. The Cyclone Eye is not enough, but the Karina survives nonetheless. Huge punish by Blacklist, but Delarsky off camera taking a turret.
So because of that, the gold once more equalizes despite Blacklist winning the team fight. The gold just remains the same here. And Edward might be in trouble here if if he's not careful. If BMO is a little bit frisky, you know.
Yeah.
You don't wanna be around the turret with a BMO that has the Hurricane Dance ready to go.
2-1 in turrets now. Marquee needs a little bit more time to farm up. Doesn't have the damage just yet, especially to just take down that Barrett. Edward, surprising enough, still tanking at that point. And at that point, he didn't have the turtle buff just yet. I mean, the turtle buff was gone already on him. So he just needs a little bit more magic or physical penetration on him.
Fight here in mid. RWM pushing back these two, Baloyski and BMO. There's the Chase Fate. Eyes on Delarsky. They lock in. Can he outpunch the Paquito? Here comes Kyrie. It's a 2v1. Haji to the rescue, dropping that diamond. Wise in trouble. And he gets a shield. Punches in. Does not get punished just yet. Here comes the cavalry. Venus and OHEB in the back line. BMO to the rescue. Conceal set in. Circling Eagle. Pushing two back. There's not enough firepower to finish these two. Kyrie and Delarsky gonna get away.
Man, did you guys just a little bit of chills there?
Yeah, dude.
Well, I don't know. I lost the word. It was like, oh my goodness, chasing 3 people like on his own. Like that doesn't happen that much. That's
Tit for
amazing.
tat.
And tit for tat, yeah.
Tit
that
for
one.
tat, like both teams had an answer. Like they knew that they were gonna survive, but Blacklist knew that if we did this right, we can punish them either way, and we just end up just breathless, all of us.
Yeah, and this is the power of having the Akai on your team. One of the reasons why Blacklist International decided not to full commit that was respecting the Akai pick. If you get messed up with a Hurricane Dance, knocked out or knocked back in directions you don't want to, get pinned down to a wall, there's a chance Onic could have turned that into a 2-for-1 or maybe even just a 1-for-1, but with the key target going down, could have been a win for them. And Blacklist also knew that if we lose this fight, it's gonna be bad, because right before we left for that pause, Marky's marching down that middle lane. That turret is gonna go down at mid into the hands of Nathan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, and if there's anything I learned about playing a Nathan or watching a Nathan, especially in the MPL, if it goes the long game and it's sitting at 0-0-0, that's bad news.
Yes.
You're about to get a face full of time discs. I think we figured out exactly what they're called, but here we go. Another code for you. Those little saucers.
Yes, exactly.
Time plates. I don't know.
Don't forget, whole lineups have been created to go around or to play around the Nathan because of that's just how powerful it is, right? You can have 4 people protecting a Nathan and it can do all the work for you. And don't forget, we got some of the best Nathan players here in the league right now, so expect that you give this guy a little bit of reprieve, a little bit of farming time. Make the game reach 20 minutes. Expect some carnage to happen. And well, to be fair, that is true for both sides. Onic, Nathan, all just for Blacklist.
Yeah, the picture perfect situation that Onic is looking for here, other than, you know, BMO getting 2 or 3 pinned down by a Hurricane Dance onto the wall, is if they could just use that Hurricane Dance to split up the members of Blacklist, because they're not going to be going anywhere near that Akai once that Hurricane Dance is up. They're going to be watching their distance. That gives room for Marky to deal damage. That gives room for Beloyski to either disrupt the members of Blacklist from running away or actually plant down all those shadow energies on the floor so that the members of Blacklist can't go close to Marky, and Kyrie and Delarski have room to pick things off. So it's kind of messy, but that's the picture-perfect situation for Onic.
Yeah, the funny thing is, BMO doesn't even need to use the Hurricane Dance.
Yeah.
He can just threaten it. He can just walk like, I got the Hurricane Dance. Are you gonna go?
Exactly. It's like, are you gonna come near
Are
me?
you gonna go? Come on, are you gonna go? So,
That's exactly what he's doing. See how he's just walking up and like, oh, anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody?
You wanna go? Any
Turtle
takers?
here. Ooh, taken in by Kyrie. Then is welcome on to 1. RWM,
Wow.
the perfect placement of the RWM, but Onic, they're calling it. It's not our time. We want to get out of here. Kyrie in trouble, taken down by Edward. That's 1 kill for the turtle buff. Was that worth it?
Can I just break that down? Absolutely not worth, I think, or just quite even, or that's a consolation prize. Did you see what Edward did? Flickered forward, threw the target into the whole team to stun everyone. That's like 4 people stunned by a Detonus welcome. Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
That could have been so much worse for Onic. Good thing that everyone else from Onic had the sense to back off when they needed to.
Yeah, it could have been so much worse there for Onic. Everyone was jumbled up together in the same spot. Could have been bad. Haji was dealing damage. Weiss was dealing damage. Oheb was also there. So them losing 1 and getting the turtle is best case scenario, because that looked close to a 3 to 4 man wipe kill there. Team kill there for Blacklist.
So we'll notch it as a win, all right?
Yeah.
Onic, that's a win. They got away with what they were trying to do, and they only lost 1. So we'll see. Again, Blacklist, they may look like they're down here. They may look like they're struggling on the map, given that they can't confirm as many kills as they want. But let's see. Gold, definitely on Onic's side. There's a couple of them that's scoring huge as compared to the only one on top, Wise. Then Edward follows through somewhere in the bottom. You see how much damage on the Delarski right now? He forced Venus to go home.
Yeah, that was half with a 2-skill combo, not even a knockout punch yet. So at this point, the general of the Delarmy is definitely a threat to be reckoned with.
AKA the CEO of Onic, and here we go, 3v1, Wise looking for an escape, can he find it? RWM, what? A quick shutdown, But there are low members of Onic that Blacklist looking to punish. Here comes the Queen. Can he pay Marky? Marky goes down eventually. That's another kill going over to Onic. 3, 4, 1.
Wow.
There's no comeback here. Blacklist does not have enough firepower. They misplaced their members.
Reptar is just screaming right now.
I'm sorry, I have to
Yeah,
point out
go,
what,
go, go,
what
go, do
Marky did just there. He used the entropy because he was far away from the members of Onic. He used the entropy to teleport to where the other members of Onic were so that before Aldous can smack down on that Nathan, you have a window to deal damage, crowd control him, and BMO was already there for the Hurricane Dance. The Marky swap to place wise, make him go to where the other members of Onic were was absolutely key. We're already past that moment, but watch Dilarsky here. How he holds on, sidestep, Marky goes down, Kyrie off cam was able to get a kill there onto OHEB, or on the other side of it, Dilarsky with a burst. I thought that was it for Onic, but that one swap changed the picture of that team fight.
Yeah, I think the moment that Wise went for the fake chase fate, then punched 4 people in one AoE, I thought that was it. But that's the power of the Karina if you do not notice it for a second.
That's exactly what Onic wanted anyways. Again, get hit by the punch faster so there's more of us to respond. That's exactly what led to this free Lord on their side. Pushing up top, bottom lane, perfectly synced in by the General. And in mid, there's 4 members of Onic moving through. Wise in trouble. There's another forward entropy. And it looks like Onic is in trouble. They're just collapsing underneath the pressure of the RWM, forcing all sorts of ults and resources out of them. And in comes Dilarsky. Is this the perfect response? Look at this. He's knocking up this huge dinosaur. In comes BMO. A lot of damage set onto Baloyski. Do note he already used black shoes and they disengage. I believe just taking all those resources, those turrets up top and in bottom, that was worth it.
3,000 gold. Actually, 4,000 gold here. Ahead for Onic. That is massive here. At this point, don't forget they've got name primed and ready. Marky, despite being 0, 1, and 2 on that name, it's actually quite ferocious.
Yeah, look at that, low kills. I mean, we're used to seeing games now at this point, like 15 plus kills per team, 20 plus kills. But at this point of the game, it's only 9-6. And Onic are in control. But Blacklist, they're not out of this game. Yes, Onic are controlled. They seem to be handling the fights well. Kyrie is timing the use of his damage immunity. Marky now has a Wind of Nature. The Blacklist, they're still in this. One big play by OHEB, Wise, Haji even with one big great RWM and Onic. If they misplace and mistime their abilities and misposition themselves, that's how Blacklist can turn it around.
You mentioned the Prince, you mentioned OHEB. Haven't felt him as much just yet.
Yeah, not quite. I think that is surprising considering what we've seen from him in the past series. Even in the previous days of the playoffs, he was on fire. Right now, that fire is definitely being watered down here by Onic.
Yeah, it's a testament to, again, that turtle that Onic decided to give up because Kyrie didn't have his retribution. He decided to help Marky. Marky got to maximize the gold there. OHEB was not able to maximize the gold from the turrets. Plus the fact that Kyrie's just been looking for OHEB. His second death earlier came from the fact that Kyrie, even though the rest of Onic were in that team fight, Kyrie was like, no, I'm just gonna wait for OHEB. And then he was able to find him. So it's great targeting and tracking right now by Onic that Blacklist, now at this point, are having a hard time maneuvering around the map and in team fights.
Face check here by Wise. Conceal forced out of BMO. Could have been disastrous for the Aldous here, but he's going to get his orange buff stolen away. Onic is going in for the choke.
So this is a complete opposite of what we usually see when Blacklist are actually playing on this Aldous. Usually they're the ones who are doing the hunting. It's a completely different story, and this is just showing how Onic just seems to have read what Blacklist usually wants to do, and they are actually not really countering it, but they're just playing a lot better with the lines they have. There's no counter here.
15 minutes in, Lord just spawned in. This is a Luminous Lord, Venus. lane footsie with Baloyski. Renmar, you see OHMYV here pick up the Holy Moly Crystal. Is that going to be what he
Holy
needs
Moly
exactly?
Crystal.
Is that going to help turn things around for Blacklist here?
Yeah, it helps him with damage, but he'll need to be able to execute with what is a very choke-centric Onic teamfight style.
Baloyski looking low. Can Wise finish up? There's the Order of Brilliance. Kairi taking quite a bit of damage. Circling Eagle set in from the backline. Wise knocks out Baloyski. Could there be another one coming in? A Winter Truncheon sent in here by Kairi. He gets a double kill. Wise, 2 down on the side of Onic Philippines. Delarski gonna be their next target. You ain't going nowhere, sir. Immortality pop and the CEO taken down.
Triple.
Oh, this is risky.
They're still going.
They're still going and they're gonna take one more. Bimo is
Maniac.
running away. Look at that.
We got a Maniac? No.
Sprint! Haji the Machine! One more basic, a shield comes up. They are instead gonna go for a push. There's only so much damage Marky can put on the table at this point in the game. 16 minutes in, second Lord for free go into Blacklist.
Yeah, can I just say what happened there? Absolutely beautiful. Wise came in like way past the time that he should have, but it worked. Like, all they needed to do was to make OHMYV survive and not reset the Karina.
Fashionably late.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, a Wiser doesn't arrive late. He arrives exactly on time.
Yeah,
Wiser.
everyone's just
wiser because he's wise.
everyone's just early.
Yeah, everyone's just early. And
He's not
Onic though overextended in that team fight. Said it, Blacklist definitely still are in this if they could win one crucial team fight, and they did. And it was for a Lord too.
That was the team fight that they were looking for. Mid lane tier 2 going down. Edward at the front lines. Bottom lane Wise just popping up. If I'm not mistaken, that's what, 5 or 6 basic attacks away from that Aldous going down. Bottom lane inhibitor for Onic Philippines. And just like that, maps evened out.
Yeah. Again, one thing I would really love to see in future patches if we had like a stack counter here.
Yeah.
someday we'll have that. So I can see how massive this all just is right now, because I feel like those punches are they're shuddering. They're bone cracking.
That's like an accurate sound.
Yeah, that's when you land it onto someone, they're just
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it.
Oh, they have to be careful here.
Blacklist is looking for another entrance. There's an RWM keeping Bimo down. Kairi and Dilarski looking for an entrance. They find it. Into the back line they go. OHMYV, and in comes Wise with that chase fate. Bimo, Hurricane Dance onto the Aldous. He's going to go down here. A punch in by the Aldous. And Circling Eagle. Kairi caught out of position. He's getting chased by all 5 members of Blacklist International. Will he survive? Answer might be no, because there's a Holy Crystal. Damage set in by Haji. And there's a shutdown. OHMYV finally welcome to game number 1.
That was all right. That looked so bad, but I think that's the best case for Onic right now. Kairi bought a lot of time.
Oh yeah, but
They can clear this wave, I think.
yeah, Blacklist is going for the mission here, and that's mission taking top lane inhibitor. So that's the first penetration of this game. That's the first inhibitor taken down, and they trust their minions and their turrets so much. I know what you're talking about, Renmar. They're looking at mid, and if Blacklist doesn't take care of this, it's gonna go down. It's their turn to go for the choke, though.
Yeah, they're gonna have to clear that up. They will be able to clear that up, but the fact that that's a good amount of damage dealt on that mid lane turret means that that's something Onic can make the most out of. But can they even get to the point where they can make the most out of it? That is the biggest question, because now, again, so many players and teams have said this. Itomac said it in his interviews. Every other team the Blacklist has faced has said it. You cannot give them an opening. When Blacklist finds an opening to make the most out of, they will make the most out of it. Their margin for error is very slim. Now Onic has to hold on, find a way to crawl back from this position. Even at this point, contesting an objective, contesting the Lord, might be a little bit too risky. But then if they don't, Blacklist has the strong potential of winning a team fight at the base with the Lord. So Onic, one very crucial decision.
I mean, are you even seeing the tempo that Blacklist are fighting at right now? It's so quick. I mean, it's so blindingly quick because of the Mathilda as well. Like, floating everyone to the enemies, to the targets that they need.
Yeah, Blacklist are making 3 or 4 key decisions a second. It's not as easy a team fight as compared to what Onic wants to do, which is why and what explains Onic's mid to early late game success. But look at this concealed play set in. Y is in trouble, gets blasted by 5 all members of Onic right on him, and he's low. They popped Immortality. RWM, Margie taken down, Haji kills him, and now Y is still alive. Shut down by Kyrie. That's another taken out. Immortality popped onto Dilarski. Edward trying to keep him down. Dennis welcome into the wall, into his teammates, and the base is getting massacred by these minions. Baloyski's looking low. Haji, though, not taken out before he goes, and that's going to be BMO on the defense. A dirty and messy team fight. 3 for 2 so far. Both teams suffering losses.
I really like what Onic was thinking there. You know what? Let's take down Wise. Let's see what the rest of Blacklist can do. And apparently they can do quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Oh, Hurricane Dance set in, but there's another ball answering back. Circling Eagle. Immortality popped here onto BMO. Is there enough damage between the 2 or the 3 left from Blacklist International? Answer is no. Instead, they're going to go for another inhibitor in mid.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a difficult defense here with most of their long rangers out of commission. So I think that turret's going to be safe for now. But here, Blacklist just bought some time to go back onto the field here and maybe be ready for the upcoming Lord fight.
Mid penetration was massive, can I just say? I was looking for my words, and I'm glad there was an M word that means big. So it was massive.
Yeah, it was.
Massive.
It really was.
It really was. And I think these team fights are a big example. There you go with the codes. These team fights are a big example of what you can do when you kind of have your team ahead already. Despite losing your main damage dealer, the rest can actually do quite a bit still.
It was a calculated risk. Like they baited out Wise to get that kill. I'm pretty sure that was the idea.
And he survived for a long time to be fair in that 5-man ball.
He dropped a few punches and
He did.
winter truncheoned to force more resources out.
Again, this is the power of a tank Aldous. I mean, the typical Aldous build that we've been seeing this season. Dude, it takes so much to take him down, and it looks like Onic doesn't have the burst damage that they need to take down this Aldous fast enough. They took way too long. Blacklist got to respond. Haji was in a great position. Lord might go to Blacklist.
Oh wow, look at the damage output. I was gonna ask right before, is there a potential contest? But answer might be no. Look at Venus, just a single Mathilda putting up a wall against Onic, stopping any potential steals.
Yeah, love that BMO actually dashed in, slid in and
Cyclonide, yeah.
slid in and dove out.
Like, whoa.
Up.
And at least they forced out a sprint. Look at that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I love that here. At the same time, I feel like Blacklist should not forget that Marky just hits like a truck.
Yep.
That stat line, that 0, 2, and 3, that's very deceptive.
Yep.
As long as you have items, Name doesn't care.
Yeah, multiple super positions will burst you down eventually. But Oh My Venus has been doing a great job of just hunting down Mark, not afraid to use that circling eagle to go for the native.
RWM set in by Haji. Bottom lane inhibitor taken down by Wise and Edward. A lot of damage set in onto Onic. Philippines. Look at the CEO forcing out a flicker. Edward playing the enforcer, pushing back the rest of Onic Philippines. Dennis welcome. He eats one. Kyrie in his belly. Can he take him down? BMO going for the hurricane dance. Kyrie with the winter truncheon. He's frozen, but he's also taken down. Immortality pop. Edward still standing, and they blast the present. Stay down for now. Another winter truncheon forced out of Baloyski. And they're going for the base. Ladies and gentlemen, Blacklist International are gonna take game number 1.
Wow. I gotta say, that is a classic example of how Blacklist really likes to play. It was super delayed. Usually we see that around 13 to 14 minutes. It was super delayed because, you know, Onyx just a massive beast to take care of. But they did it anyway. And they, this is the reason, guys. This exact matchup is the reason why this August just keeps getting bad in the previous games for Blacklist.
Yeah, and it looked like Onic were in control of the situation, but then it was so punishing that one mistake in a team fight for that Lord cost Onic so much, cost them the game. Dare I say, right after that, they had no room to breathe and no room to work with.
Dare I say, Renmar, I don't think it's a mistake by Onic. I think Blacklist forced them.
It was just great execution.
Into responding in such a way. And again, when you're in that situation, all inhibitors down, you have just so many resources to use up. you saw Winter Truncheons of Despair. I mean, that's not an item, ladies and gentlemen. It's just when they activated it, you're clearly aware that they're just trying to stay alive.
Yeah, you sell an item fast, then you activate
Juggle it, yeah.
then sell it again, then buy it.
Like, I saw Winter Truncheons on the Lilia, on the Paquito,
On the
even
Karina.
on the Karina at some points. So, yeah, they could have been a good thing, but then again, they just didn't have the damage that they thought they could have been getting from the Nathan to buy enough time, because they would make those plays to buy time. They'd be frozen. It's sort of like what you do with Alice, but then the Nathan, I don't know if it was just because great itemization from Blacklist International, all the shields they have, all the armor that they have as well, or magic defense items rather, that for some reason this Nathan just had a hard time dealing damage.
Can I just say, on a narrative sense,